ABC7 is committed to building a better Bay Area, and that's not just on the land.
Yeah. We're also highlighting efforts to clean up the ocean, and a big one is all the trash, all the plastics that are going into the water.
I mean, there's so much that there are 5 large garbage patches. The one in the Pacific is 617,000 square miles, roughly 3 times the size of California.
And those plastics don't really break down. They get smaller and smaller and smaller, but eventually get ingested by sea life and then by us.
A group focused on cleaning up the Great Pacific Garbage Patch has been working on cleaning up all that garbage. The Ocean Cleanup says they could completely clean up the garbage patch in 5 years at a cost of $4 billion.
ABC 7 News reporter Tim Johns live on the ship that is making a difference. Tim?
Yeah, Larry, Kristen, I am live on the deck of this ship, and I want to show you guys these giant bags here beside me. Now, just for some context, I'm 6 feet tall, and you can see just how big and how large these bags are. Now, inside all of them is trash, debris, other waste that's been collected from the so-called Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And despite all this progress that's been made, guys, I'm told there's still a long way to go. Floating in the middle of the ocean is a giant collection of trash and debris that's come to be known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. The accumulation of plastics, cans, and other waste has become one of the most prominent examples of the environmental crisis engulfing the planet, threatening not just marine life, but also humans.
So plastic pollution is one of the largest threats our ocean faces today. It's ravaging ecosystems. There are more than 100 species threatened with extinction because of plastic.
Boyan Slat is the CEO of a company called the Ocean Cleanup. 6 years ago, they sent 2 ships out to the garbage patch in an effort to develop technology to clean it up for good. On Friday, those same 2 ships made their way back into San Francisco Bay, this time having developed the technology needed for the massive undertaking. Slat says the only thing preventing that from becoming a reality now is money.
Once that's secured, we can ramp this up in about 2-3 years, and then the clock starts running, and we can clear up the patch in potentially just 5 years.
Slat estimates the total cost would be somewhere between $4 and $7.5 billion. A small price to pay, says Matthias Egger. Egger was one of the scientists on the expeditions who helped develop the technology needed for the cleanup, a system of netting, cameras, and computers powered by artificial intelligence.
You have big waves and you have a harsh environment, and to build something that's actually surviving out there, while at the same time only make sure you catch plastic and not marine life, that was quite a challenge.
Once the trash is pulled from the sea, it's then sorted on the ships and ultimately recycled. Egger taking time to point out to us the sunglasses he was wearing being one of the recycled products that's been made.
The stuff out there has value. It's not only trash, it's actually a resource that we can use.
Despite the steps that still need to be taken, Slat says he's optimistic about getting the patch cleaned up. One step, he hopes, that would inspire others to tackle even more of the environmental issues of our time.
For humanity to thrive, we need to be able to be optimistic about the future. And I think if we can clean up the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, this seemingly insurmountable thing, I think it's just going to be an inspiration for many people.
And guys, that message is something we have heard repeatedly this afternoon. This company, these folks want to get this cleaned up, not just for the environmental impacts that it would bring in and of itself, but to inspire other people, younger generations, to go ahead and tackle some of the very real environmental challenges we all face as humanity.
Well, let me ask you this, because $4 to $7.5 billion, that is a significant amount of money, but it's not impossible to raise. We got a lot of billionaires here in the Bay Area alone. Where will the Ocean Cleanup try to get this money?
Yeah, Larry, that's absolutely right. And the answer is they're open, right? They're open to working with governments. They're open to working with other companies, private investors, donors. Again, the main thing is just to get the money, get this project going, and actually clean up some of the ocean here for us. But for now, I'm live in San Francisco. Tim Johns, ABC 7 News.